Hello, it's Slow. I had this idea for a VOD review. I'm not really going to talk about my own gameplay here, but I recently somehow ended up at higher MMR than I deserve, and I faced Raikou, Chanimal, and Lontar playing Herocleave. Now I've faced a lot of Herocleave this season, with almost every healer. Super popular comp, and the way that it normally plays, they run down someone, probably me, for the entire game, try and hit defensives, try and pre-use stuff, and then whoever dies first in a micro CC is the team that loses. When I faced this AWC team, they played it completely different. They took no risks, and it's just a completely different way of playing. I thought it was a really interesting example, so I thought I'd just do a voiceover on these clips to show people the different way that you can play in certain matchups. I'm playing Marksman, Devastation, Resto Druid, which sounds like a meme comp, but in this current meta, if you're playing with a feral druid, you are going to get eaten. So pick another DPS that has high damage and something on the Cyclone Fear DR, which Devovoker has. They've got very high damage, they're really good into Resto Druids, and they've got Sleepwalk to cover that Cyclone DR that normally you'd have a Feral or a Priest using in traditional hunter comps. So we're just going to send it. The game plan is to get a trap into a Sleepwalk or a Sleepwalk into a trap and burst down the kill target. The way that I normally play the game is I'll get a trap from stealth so that it's easy, and then on the second go when all the chaos is happening, that's when I'm going to intimidation trap, especially into Herocleave where I know that the DH is going to reverse the first trap. So immediately out of the gate, stop the spectral sights and go for a trap. We land it, and we actually, the DH pre-blurs the stun. He pre-blurs the deep breath from my Devovoker, but he still trinkets the stun because he wants to get a reverse on the trap, so he's gonna do that and then reverse the last second of the trap. He's got blur. The shaman has 2 healing streams up, and he actually popped a healing tide and he put them behind that pillar. So there's not actually a reason for us to be doing damage right now. Our damage doesn't matter because there's a healing tide down. So not even going to try. DK actually uses his second grip there. They throw down a lightning totem. They're just popping everything, trying to get the death ball going. But because he's got no grip, he can't catch me if I freed him away, so I do. And get some distance. Now they have to go on the Resto Druid or the Devovoker, so they're going to do that. And we're going to pop our damage on the Demon Hunter that does not have blur. I've got my trap coming up. I'm going to Intimidation first. We bash the Havoc at the same time, and we actually just kill. So that's game 1. This is a 2400 Herocleave. And then now we're going to see how a rank 1 team would play. Okay, so this is the clip that inspired this video. Chanimal, Raikou, Lontar, they're all AWC Champions, really good players. They're Raikou and Chanimal are both caster mains. They play a lot of setup comps, and they approach this matchup completely differently. So again, the way that our comp works is to get traps and sleeps, and either sleep out of trap or trap out of sleep, and then burst someone down. It's going to be similar at the start. I go left, they actually go right, I think. I'm looking to get a trap immediately. We get a rake stun on the Havoc. My Devovoker actually gets a sleepwalk in the beginning on the Resto Sham, but he tremors it. I get a trap. I'm actually playing Undispellable this time. As soon as that trap lands, the DH actually glimpses to avoid getting hit by another stun. He goes towards his healer. He probably would have reversed if I was playing regular trap, but I'm not, so he doesn't. And then immediately they're actually going behind this pillar. They're going behind this pillar, and this is when he actually blurs and they try and pull me out of line of sight. They cross with a stun on me. He actually uses Spirit Walkers on that so that my dev can't kick it. And the sham actually healing tides there as well for the throughput. And in that go, we got Blur, we got Healing Tide, we got Spirit Walkers. We used Roar of Sack, Last Stand, Hunter Wall, Survival of the Fittest, and we've actually used Iron Bark in the end of that as well. I get out of the death pool and they don't even look at me. They look at my Dev Evoker and they actually gripped him out of line as well. He gets out and then they're just waiting. I've got Iron Bark on me, so they know they don't want to be going on me. They know traps coming off cooldown and they're just waiting for our go and positioning so that I can't do damage. I need to push into them. I actually go for an Intimidation trap here, but I fuck it up because Intimidation is still on TR and the Resto Sham grounds my trap. So now I'm finally popping cooldowns because I can finally cast. DH runs out. They actually almost killed my pet there, just cleaving, and had to exile just to keep it up. So now both teams just doing damage. That was my big cooldowns. We didn't actually get anything with them. He had an earthen wall down and that was kind of enough. And then they're back to the pillar and we need to chase into them. I get the trap, but in getting the trap I had to push their pillar. They killed my pet at the same time and then he's got Blur available again. He uses it and I actually have to trinket turtle just to res the pet. Another static field. And they're back on the pillar, they're back lining. We've got healer trinket, we've got hunter trinket, so they're not even bothering. They know I've got trap again in 3 seconds, and they're just staying safe, staying in the totems, and waiting. So I've got intimidation ready, I've got trap ready, so I want to be doing a go, and they're still waiting it out. Now the DH pushes out. We get the intimidation trap. We go on the DH, we stun him, and he lives with Nether Walk. The DK knows he's not the kill target right now and he's pushing. Cool little bit of hunter tech. You can disengage while you're rapid firing, it doesn't cancel the channel. So any knocks I can just turn around. I've got my second true shot back. We actually get a sleepwalk. I want to trap out of it. Get it. And then he's got Blur again. And then Slappy Hands again. Just doing damage to me. We have to swap onto the Death Knight because we're not going to kill through Blur. So we do that. He Shadow Melds the rapid fire cast, and whenever you're facing a Marksman Hunter, that's what you want to be using Shadow Meld on. He pops a Healing Tide there, we killed it, and then they stun me again. My pet almost dies again, but luckily get to excel it. I missed a trap in that skirmish, so I end up having to scatter into Intimidation, which is not ideal, and they're back at the pillar. They're back at the pillar waiting. And now, all 3 of our trinkets are on cooldown. They've still got Resto Sham trinket, they've still got Link, they've got Blur coming back in 20 seconds, and they're just waiting again. They know that I can't hit them when they're at their pillar, and now they do the go. They're in, we're all off stun DR. Grip sleep. We get a sleepwalk in this chaos, which is nice. The shaman stacking on me makes it very difficult to trap, and I actually trap one of the unholy DK's ghouls there. And then we've got Blur again, and again he uses the Shadow Meld to stop the rapid fire, and then he uses Blur. And then they can just push at the moment. It's not our go. I don't have trap ready yet. And you see they've already worn down my druid's mana bar. They've got plenty of mana. We get a freezing trap, but it's not quite enough. He lives with darkness here, and we just die to mana. Just including one clip again is also a Herocleave on the same map, but with Resto Druid, which on paper is a better healer in this patch. Just including this one to show the difference in positioning from that last team that took no risks to a more typical team that will just press W, and the effect that it has on the game. So we go in, it's the same, I go left, they go right. I'm going to be looking to get a trap on the healer without using intimidation so that I'll have it for the second go. We open on the Havoc. The Havoc actually used Spectral Sights and went straight on my Druid at the start of this, and my Druid rake stuns him to peel himself so that he can get hots off. I'm opening a little bit earlier than getting the trap here, just so that we can get some pressure while they're sending my healer and while I can recast. But we open, we get the trap. This DH actually doesn't reverse, he just full sends healer. I don't sack my healer because I'm used to this comp swapping onto me, that's what they normally do. And I know that if my healer's going to die, then he's going to trank before he dies. And I don't want to overlap them. So, sending damage on the DH. I'm free casting this whole time, I'm free casting, 100% uptime, PvE rotation. And we actually get Shadow Meld Nether off the DH. My Dev Evoker has a sleep on the Resto Druid, so it's still our go, we've still got damage cooldowns, healer's still in CC. So we're going to swap on the DK. Send an Intimidation stun on the Resto Druid out of that. And that's enough to kill the DK. So yeah, I made this video to show there's a really different playstyle here between normal team that sends all cooldowns and then it becomes a bit of a coin flip, right? Whoever wins in a micro CC, whoever can just burn someone down quickly, versus a disciplined AWC team that take zero risks. They know that if they play right, then there's no chance that they're going to die. And there was no point in the previous game where we were close to getting a kill, whereas on this one they die in the opener just because of where they're stood, and not taking advantage of the map at all and not playing around the win conditions. So I hope you found this interesting. I found it interesting. Yeah, thanks for watching.